Today we're taking a look at 5 titanium knives that are not made in China, so they will have all different country of origins aside from China. This is made in Taiwan, and this is the Spyderco Spidey Chef LC200M blade steel, which is the most corrosion steel you can get, and it does hold a good edge. We have titanium frame lock, no steel lock bar insert, so it is titanium on steel. Spyderco does a really good job with that. Phenomenal action. One thing you got to give their titanium models credit for is the luxurious smoothness that you get from these knives, especially after they break in. My goodness, are they smooth. Very ergonomic, but it is very slim. This is a Spidey Chef, so it's supposed to be an EDC knife that also works well in the kitchen, but this blade shape has proven itself to work very well for other things. Next one, sticking with the Spydercos from Taiwan, we got the Techno 2, another titanium frame lock with no steel lock bar insert, and again, just so glassy smooth. And what's really cool about this knife is, well, one, it's using CTS XHP, which you hardly ever seen anymore. So if you want to try some of the best CTS XHP, Spyderco does a phenomenal job with it. They also have this reflective stone-washed finish that everybody loves. It hides scratches extremely well. Beautiful sheep's foot blade. It is a compact knife, more of a pinch grip knife. The titanium does have a stone-washed finish over it with a deep carry wire clip. The wire clip to me is annoying because it does poke up pretty high in the hand. It's not the most comfortable in the hand, but I find myself using it like this more than like this, and if I need to use it like this, I can. It does have phenomenal access to the lock bar. Like I said, this thing is just so glassy smooth. I freaking dig it. And with their CTS XHP, they do such a good job with it. Also, there's a lot of versions that are modified versions that you can buy. I believe Urban EDC has some that are done by knife modders, so definitely check those out if you want to get a special one. Next, this one is made in Taiwan as well. So this is the Quiet Carry Large Waypoint. Now the large waypoint uses magnet cut instead of Vanax, which the smaller one uses. The smaller one also has a very thin blade. This one has a more robust blade. It still has that hollow ground or deep hollow ground drop point blade, so it's going to be very slicey while also holding on to some toughness, so that you can. It's a little bit more tactical-ish, as far as you using it a little bit tougher than the other one. The other one's more of a light duty EDC. This one's more of a full-size user. Beautiful sharp control and plunge grind. They did a great job there. Titanium liners, that's where the titanium comes in, and it does have a steel lock bar insert, so it's steel on steel contact. Phenomenal action again on washers. Every knife on this list so far has been on washers. Very ergonomic. But if you like quiet carry and maybe you want to try something else, maybe with bearings, they have the Quiet Carry LC, the Quiet Carry Drift LC, which does ride on bearings, and it is an LC200N, an extremely stainless steel. It's even more stainless than Magnet Cut, which is going to be a 9 out of 10 on the corrosion resistance. LC200N will be a 10 out of 10. Micro milled titanium frame lock, some of the best clips ever. Quiet Carry does. These are so good. They're super smooth in and out of the pocket because they put the cutout on the inside. Great access to the lock bar. Very smooth. Perfect detent. Very clicky. Now, this one's not part of the list, just like the next one's not part of the list. You have the Quiet Carry Drift. Now, the Quiet Carry Drift, this one brings you to a full-size EDC while being extremely slicey. Look at how thin that blade is. Very thin blade, and it is very slicey. I love the micro milling, titanium frame lock, steel lock bar insert, and then this one is in Vanax. So just a few different options from Quiet Carry that I figured I'd bring up, even though I'm not counting these other two on the list. And for the USA, the HOGUE MYSTO. This is in magnet cut steel, titanium scales. It does have a deep carry steel pocket clip, And then inside the titanium, because these are solid titanium scales, it has a little steel liner for the mechanisms. Very, very smooth. The thumb studs are anodized aluminum thumb studs that make a little pop along with the back spacers. And, you know, it's a full size. I would call it a lightweight, but, you know, that's you know, debatable. But, you know, it's a slim, very capable, full-size EDC, beautiful drop point, MagnaCut steel, 62 to 64 HRC. Very happy to see that. Love the swedge on the spine. Going to bring out some stability out to the tip, so it's going to be a nice, tough tip. You're not going to have to worry about breaking that. Reversible deep carry clip. As we know, the crossbar locks are very, very strong locking mechanisms. And like I said, 100% made in the USA. Another USA-made knife, and this would be number 5. However, I do want to talk about 2 other knives really quick here in 1 second. This is the TRM Atom. Now, the TRM Atom is the bigger version. Then there's the Neutron, and they use titanium liners. These are very slim, very slicey, very capable knives, and that's what they are. They are just a great EDC knife. They are very, very smooth on their washer action, so luxurious smoothness, very snappy. That was my fault. But that's not what they're for. Like, they are more of a user style knife. Like, this is a knife that the blade shape is literally designed to be the best capable blade you could have. The weight, the geometry, the ergonomics, all of that just makes for an amazing user while not taking up much space, because it is very slim. So, you know, all of that adds to the weight and the girth of how it's going to be in the pocket. Beautiful carbon fiber on this version. They do have other versions like micarta, titanium, you know, scales and stuff like that. The blade steel is 20 CV and beautiful stone washed. I think they do a pretty good job with their 20 CV. I've been pretty happy with it. So yeah, what a great knife. And these have been coming more and more available. TRMs, period, have becoming a little bit more and more available. So really quick, you can also go with some knives. If you want titanium on a knife that does not have titanium, you can always check out my link for Original Goat, 15% off for titanium scales. This is the Cold Steel AED Light, which is a Taiwan knife. Now, it has one of the most indestructible locks you can get on a knife. Then, when you put titanium scales on it, this thing feels like tenfold. Like, literally, from the weight, just the feeling of this thing, it's so solid. It's an absolute tank. It was a tank before getting solid titanium scales. Now having, well, not solid, sorry, there is milling on the inside, but you know what I mean. Titanium scales. These things are just so badass. I love the milling on there. This thing just feels so rough and indestructible, and I freaking love it. And like I said, Original Goat has a lot of different scales. You don't have to go with titanium. If you're on a budget, you can go with aluminum or some of their other scales, but you know, if you're a titanium whore like me, then you probably want titanium. Check them out. They have scales for all kinds of knives. And then one other one, American Blade Works. You know, they are fairly available. I mean, they're pretty easy to get. You can, about once every 2 weeks, they drop some models. This is my favorite version, I should say, is the Model 1 with the sheep's foot blade and MagnaCut steel. They do a really good job with their MagnaCut. The clips are really good quality clips. The cutout for the lock bars on the inside, exactly how it should be done. Beautiful micro milling on the titanium. It does have a reversible clip, as you can see. This one's an S35 VN, but the newer ones come in MagnaCut, like I said. And my Model 1 titanium liner lock is, like I said, sheep's foot blade and MagnaCut steel, but it has steel liners with titanium scales. So he does a really good job with them steel liners. That mine is super duper solid. But yeah, great action. If you're looking for a titanium USA made knife that's pretty affordable for what you're getting. These things are like 330 bucks. Like, you almost can't go wrong with it. You know, with a good heat treatment, good titanium, and flipping action on bearings. So anyways, there you guys go. Just a quick list of a bunch of knives in titanium that you can get that are not made in China, and you know, they're actually not priced very bad, very poorly. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.